On time today. Look at that. So I'm just gonna sit here and wait for 5:30 to roll in, and we'll get started. It's a special kind of a double meditation tonight because the full moon is upon us and a total lunar eclipse. So I have two guided full moon and eclipse meditations. I'm going to do a short version in the beginning, and at the end of the meditation I'll do a longer version for it. So yeah, stay for one, stay for all, gather your things, and we'll start in a few minutes. Light anything you want on fire. Grab any oils. I couldn't find my frankincense. I think it's in the car. So I'm just going to use my lavender tonight. And if you guys ever have any requests, you can throw it in the chat. Any pranayama request, any meditation request, any questions. And feel free to send me a message. And if you have my phone number, shoot me a text. I love talking yoga and breathing. All right. Getting closer. I think we're live on both channels now. All right, yeah, we are. Woot woot. So we're live on my Facebook page, Anne-Marie's Yoga and Retreats, and my Instagram page, Anne-Marie's Sunshine, which Sunshine has been a nickname for a long time. All right. Nice. So arrive, sit, lay down, depending on where you are. If you're driving, don't lay down and don't close your eyes. But if you're just driving from work and listening, you can also just listen and breathe and take in the words. But if you want to get comfortable, you can lay down. Or traditionally, right, in meditation, we find a comfortable seat. Right, we sit down. You can sit cross-legged, you can sit in a chair, you can sit on your knees, Virasana, hero's pose. And when we sit for meditation, we want to sit with like an erect spine. We want to be sitting with intention, not just like hunched over, although you could be reclined in your recliner and get a little more comfortable that way. So go where you want to go. Be where you want to be tonight. Gather anything you need to gather. And we still have a few minutes before we get started. Hello, welcome. We're going to begin in just a few minutes. I am on time and early today, so just going to play little chimes for you guys before we get started. Try not to set them on fire. It's always the goal. Try not to set things on fire. So if you're just joining us, we're going to get started in just a few minutes. You can sit or lay down. And we're going to be doing a special, kind of a two-part special meditation Monday tonight because we are upon a full moon and a total lunar eclipse. So I have two different guided meditations for that this evening. We'll do our, hey, what's up, girl? We'll do our regular grounding into gratitude and some pranayama, which is always important. And then we'll go into the full moon meditations. So stay for one, stay for all of it. And yeah, it's the worm moon. The spring moon is always the worm moon because it's when like the worms are coming out and spring is springing soon. It didn't feel like spring today, but it's coming. I've looked ahead at the weather and it's going to be 70 degrees for a long time. I'm excited. All right. So let's do it. I'm here, you're here. Let's go ahead and settle in. So grab anything if you need anything to drink, if you're sitting, if you're laying down. If you're laying down, you have options to get really comfortable, like put a pillow under your head or your knees, or even using like an eye pillow over your eyes. You can take this super relaxation style. Or if you're sitting and doing like a seated meditation style, find that nice, comfortable seat, whether you're sitting on your butt or your knees, Sukhasana or Virasana, if you're talking yoga terms. And if you want to set anything on fire, right? It's a ritual, right? When we meditate, it becomes a ritual. We get ourselves prepared, right? You might wash your face, you might light a candle, might burn some sage or Palo Santo. I'm doing some Palo Santo for the full moon. It's like a ritual. I gather my same water glass. You might have your meditation pillow. So we're setting ourselves up, right? And we're just going to get here. You might rearrange your body and legs and arms a few times, but just take a moment. We're going to take some cleansing breaths now, in through the nose and out of the mouth. And we're just going to get here. We're going to arrive. I'm still kind of wiggling around, figuring if I want my right leg on top or my left leg. Figuring out what you want to do with your hands if you're sitting or laying down. Any hand mudra, like the Ghana mudra, the mudra of wisdom, or any other mudra you might be working with. And coming into those cleansing breaths. So big breath in through the nose. And filling up, taking as much breath, trying to find the top of that inhale, and then open the mouth and let it go. So cleansing breaths, or some people might know them as halo breathing. So big breath in through the nose. And just as big, take another sip if you can of air up and in. And then exhale, open the mouth. I'm going to do one or two more of those. Nice big cleansing breaths, I like to call them. And one more for good measure, in through the nose. We'll open the mouth and let it go. So you can continue that breath as long as you want. If you're ready to move into some Ujjayi breathing as we settle and as we're just still arriving and getting here, you can breathe in and out of the nose. Same style of breath, in through the nose. This time we're going to pierce the lips together and breathe out of the nose and creating that sound of the ocean in the back of the throat. Ujjayi breath, right? It sounds like the ocean. So finding your rhythm of breath in and out of the nose, or in the nose, out of the mouth. And the idea is to listen, to watch the breath, and to make that inhale and exhale as long as we can this evening. You can gaze out at a focal point. You can come behind closed eyes and just get here. Get here with your physical body and get here with your breath. Breathing in, breathing out. And as you breathe out, every exhale right now, practice letting go. Physically, you might let go of your shoulders or the weight of your arms or that right side of the neck. And as we exhale, we also might let go of the mind stuff, the chitta, right? The swirling activity, the conversations, the text messages, the things you're watching on Hulu. Let me know. I'm up for some recommendations. So as we start to breathe out, we begin to practice this art of letting go. And the cool thing with this is you can do it anywhere, anytime. So right now we're focusing on that breath. Big breath in, big breath out. And as we exhale, we're letting go. Letting my shoulders drop. Letting my chin get heavy. Letting go of the thinking mind. Words, conversations. Letting go and tuning in and watching the breath rising and falling in your belly, lungs, and chest. As you exhale, also softening the mouth and the jaw, keeping a little space between the teeth, Loosen the jaw as you deepen the breath and meeting yourself here with your breathing body. And every now and then you might expand that breath a little bit more, taking a bigger, deeper, longer, louder breath in and out, right? Expanding our lungs with a deeper breath like we would stretch our hamstrings in a down dog, right? Stretching our lungs, stretching our breath. So breathing in, filling up, the belly fills up. You feel the lungs expand, the chest lifts. Breathing out, letting go, soften, body, mind, breath. And then the mind's going to be like, ooh, distractions. So we're going to start to bring the mind into the heart, body, and breath with gratitude. So as you exhale now and let it all go. And now as we inhale, we're still inhaling, filling up belly, lungs, and chest. And as you feel that chest lift and rise, we're breathing into gratitude. We start to invite gratitude now with each inhale. So every inhale, now we're like, all right, what am I grateful for right now? And as we exhale, we let go. As I breathe in, I'm thinking of what I'm grateful for now or today, what happened in my life today. Breathing out, letting it go. Letting it all go. Breathing in, we might practice japa meditation with our gratitude mantra and say to ourselves the phrase, I am grateful. So we're going to sit. We're going to gather all the pieces and parts of ourselves. We're going to breathe. We're going to breathe into gratitude. Taking it all the way to the top of your inhale, and you're going to breathe out and let everything go. Dissolve back into the space and grace you're creating. If you're sitting well, breathing well. So we're arriving, we're getting here, and grounding in gratitude. And this is all meditation has to be. Getting here. Noticing, being present. And that's why gratitude's so cool. Gratitude brings us here into that present moment. What am I grateful for today? So breathing into gratitude. We'll take a few more rounds of breath here with our gratitude. Breathing out, soften, let go of something. The other cool thing about this meditation, you can do it anytime, day, night, awake, sleeping, driving. Taking a few more breaths here, breathing in gratitude. What am I grateful for today? Or repeating to yourself, I am grateful. And breathing out, letting go. Feel free to rearrange the breath and body and hands at any time. And moving closer and more towards that japa meditation. So that repetition of repeating to yourself, and you can say it to yourself silently, or if you're by yourself, you can say it out loud as we breathe in, breathing into gratitude and saying, I am grateful. Literally repeating it to yourself. Right? You want to call it an intention, a phrase, a mantra. So breathing in and repeating, I am grateful, and breathing out, letting go. Breathing into gratitude. Breathing out, letting go. This is where it begins. Then you might have another intention you're working with. It's a brand new month. It's a full moon, right? What's our intention? You might begin to repeat that intention to yourself. Maybe it's the intention of having patience for yourself, and you repeat the phrase to yourself, I am patient. I am grace. I am love. I am enough. So you can stem this gratitude mantra practice into any intention, right, that you need right now. All right, so just a few more breaths here with your intention, whether it's gratitude, patience, grace. Take 3 more big breaths in. In through the nose, out of the nose if it's available. Practicing repeating that phrase to yourself and breathing out, letting go. One more breath here. All right. You can shake it off if you want to bring the eyes open, if you need to rearrange the body. Awesome job. We're going to do a little pranayama next as we are still arriving. And during the pranayama, during the breath work, you can still incorporate your japa meditation at any point, which is also cool. So let's start with some lion's breath tonight, and then we'll do a little alternate nostril breathing. So lion's breath, I'm going to take it into a few different stages. If you know it, you can go ahead and begin. It starts with a cleansing breath and sticking your tongue out. So you're going to breathe in through the nose, breathe out of the mouth, and stick your tongue out. Right? So I love doing this breath while you're driving or at a stoplight. So big breath in through the nose, out of the mouth, tongue sticks out. And you make some noise. You can make noise like a lion. Right? Other parts and pieces you can add to this breath. You can do the paws of the lion as you exhale. And the paws might be on your legs, or you might literally flash them in front of your face like I'm doing right now. So we'll breathe in through the nose. Open the mouth, stick the tongue out. Adding those lion paws if you want. And again, I might do those as your palms are face down on your legs as well. So lion's breath, in through the nose, out of the mouth. Continue at your own pace. We're just going to do a few more rounds of lion's breath. We're going to add one more element here. The last element here is we cross our eyes and we look up towards our third eye as we exhale. So all those pieces and parts together. Here we go. Excuse me, let's do that again. Ready? Big breath in. And one more for good measure. Big lion's breath here tonight. So any options of those with the palms, with the eyes crossing, and that tongue sticking out. Because if you're just breathing in and out of the nose, in the nose, out of the mouth, it's just that cleansing breath. So nice, fun little lion's breath here for the full moon. All right, let's do a minute or so of some pranayama, of some alternate nostril breathing. So again, if you're familiar with it, you can begin at any time. I'm going to use my dominant hand. I'm going to use my thumb and my ring finger. We're going to close our nostrils. So alternate nostril breath, exactly what it sounds like. I'm going to plug my right nostril and try to inhale through my left. Get to the top of that inhale, plug that left nostril, exhale out of my right. Keep that open, inhale there. At the top of the inhale we plug, we're always exhaling out of the opposite side. So I'm going to get through that exhale, keep that nostril open and inhale. As I get to the top of that inhale, I plug it, exhale out of the opposite side. So sitting well, breathing well, and practicing a little alternate nostril pranayama, right? So these two fingers here, if you don't know what to do with them, I'm trying to keep them out of the way so you can see. You can take them towards your third eye or just tuck them out of the way. So breathing into one side of the nostril. Plug at the top of that inhale, exhale out of the opposite side. Good. Your other hand can be still in that wisdom mudra, sitting on your lap or legs, palm down or palm up. And continue a few more rounds here, breathing into one nostril. Plug it at the top and exhale out of the opposite side. There you go. Just like that. Breathing in, breathing out. A few more rounds there, 2 or 3. As you get to the end of your alternate nostril practice, and you remember, you're at home, you can continue as long as you want. You're going to take a big inhale and exhale out of the nostrils to release that alternate nostril breath. And just see what you notice. I always notice that it feels like I can breathe better, or my nostrils feel a little bigger or wider or openness. So it's interesting to see what you notice after a few rounds of alternate nostril. So those are my favorite breaths. Those are my go-to breaths. Great to calm the mind, great to get into the body and breath, and a great way to pause. All right, we're going to move into the guided version of this meditation. I'm going to guide you through a little full moon meditation. So if you've been sitting, you want to continue to sit, feel free to sit. But if you want to lay down and get comfortable, think of this as like a nice little eye rest meditation. You're going to go down, you might fall asleep, and we'll do two versions, a short version and a longer version. So let's settle in. If you're rearranging your seat or your stance, wiggle, breathe, take a few cleansing breaths, maybe even give yourself a little wiggle, a little shake, or a little movement, maybe even a little stretch. And then we'll settle into whether you're sitting or laying down. A few cleansing breaths to get back on board. And then you can practice any pranayama, that cleansing breath, even a little lion's breath here and there, or that ujjayi breath. And eventually the breath you might just the body start breathing itself. And that's okay too. So find an even more comfortable space here. We're going to settle and arrive back into your body and breath. And maybe you take a moment and watch that wave of breath come and go like the waves in the ocean, deep down into your belly, into your lungs, and lifting and rising your chest. And then taking a nice slow breath in through your nose and sigh it out through your mouth. And do that again, just a nice slow breath in through your nose and a sigh out of your mouth. And imagine the world around you softening as the air itself is exhaling with you. So you're exhaling, imagine the world around you softening. And picture yourself standing in a quiet clearing. The worm moon, the first full moon of early spring, hangs low and glowing above you. Its light is warm, pearly, and playful, like it's nudging the earth awake after winter. As you breathe, imagine the ground beneath you stirring into new life itself. The soil warming, roots stretching out, and tiny creatures beginning their seasonal dance. Breathing in, breathing out. And now the moon slowly slips into the earth's shadows. The light dims. Not in a frightening way, but like a cosmic dimmer switch. Because the colors begin to shift. The world becomes dreamlike. And as the shadow grows, imagine it gently pulling away anything you're ready to release. What are we releasing during this time? Old habits, stale energy, emotional clutter, or stories you've outgrown. Let the shadow take them, not as loss, but as compost. Imagine it gently pulling away anything you're ready to let go of. The moon is now fully eclipsed, glowing a deep reddish copper. Time feels suspended. And in the stillness, imagine a tiny glowing seed in your hands. This seed represents something you want to grow in the coming season. What do we want to grow in this next season? A new habit, a dream, a feeling, a version of yourself. Hold it gently. Let it glow brighter with each breath in. Glowing brighter with each inhale. And as the moon begins to reemerge from the shadow, your seed warms in your palms. The moonlight pours back over the clearing, over the body, over your seed. And feel the return of clarity, momentum, and possibility. Let the moonlight tonight fill you from head to toe. A soft, sparkling recharge. And take another deep breath in through the nose. Exhale slowly and imagine your seed planting itself in your heart, ready to grow. Ready to glow brighter. So taking just a few breaths here at the end of our first full moon eclipse meditation. And maybe thinking, or maybe even taking a moment to journal, what is waking up in me right now? For this new season upon us, what is waking up in me right now? You can breathe, you can sit and ponder that question, or if you're a journaler and a writer, taking a few moments here. And when you're ready, settling back in for our final guided meditation for our full moon and eclipse that's happening. So again, you can find a comfortable seat. You can lay down, close your eyes, find a spot you want to stare at. Staring at a candle is also great during these meditations. Or if you're on the water, staring out on the water. But if you're comfortable with closing your eyes for this next version of the meditation, take a moment and soften and close your eyes. And breathe as if you're sinking into another layer of reality. Dissolving back into the space. And feel the air around you thicken, shimmer, and hum. Like the world is holding its breath. A soft wind curls around your shoulders. It carries the scent of thawing earth, moss, and something ancient waking beneath the soil. You are standing at the edge of a forest that exist between the worlds. And above the treetops, the worm moon glows, impossibly bright, round, silver, and alive. The worm moon glows. And the light feels like a memory you've always known. Breathing in, breathing out. The first spark of spring, the stirring of roots, the whisper of renewal. And as you look up, the moon seems to look back at you. Its light wraps around you like a cloak, warm and knowing. And a dark curve begins to slide across the moon's face. The forest quiets. Even the wind pauses. You feel the shift happening in your bones. As if the universe is turning a page. As the shadow deepens, imagine it pulling threads of that old energy from your body. Fears you've outgrown. Stories that no longer fit. And patterns that feel too tight. They rise from you like wisps of smoke and drift into the eclipse's shadow. The moon accepts them without judgment. The moon is now a deep, glowing, red, ancient, powerful. The world around you feels suspended, like time has stepped aside. And in the stillness, a doorway forms in front of you. You take a breath in and out, standing in front of the door. It's made of moonlight and shadow braided together. Step towards it. Inside the doorway, you see a version that is not bound by the past. A self who has shed winter's heaviness. A self who moves with instinct, intuition, and a quiet power. The version of you holds out their hands. Between them floats a small orb of light. Your next beginning. As the moon begins to brighten again, the orb in your hands now pulses with life, just as your breath, breathing in, breathing out. It feels warm, like a heartbeat. It feels familiar, like something you've been waiting to remember. The forest brightens. The wind exhales. The world begins again. Let the moonlight pour over you, sealing what you've released and awakening what you've chosen to grow. The doorway now dissolves into a silver mist. The forest fades away. You return to your body. You return to your breath, carrying the orb of light within your chest. Take a slow breath in through the nose. Exhale gently. Breathing in. Breathing out. Taking time to return back to you, to this space, to this place, to this breath and body. Allow the breath to deepen and the light to grow. Making any sounds with the breath or any movement of your body. And taking time, if you'd like, to come back to your wide awake, alert state of being. Can deepen the breath. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Beginning to move your head and face. And deepening the breath again. Trying to find the biggest breaths yet of the evening. Breathing back in through the nose and out of whatever. And if you're transitioning back to sitting, taking your time. And sitting well, breathing well, if you're finding yourself back to your wide awake, alert state of being. Breathing into the moonlight. Breathing back into gratitude and any other intention you had set for yourself this evening. And as we breathe out, we're letting go of the shoulders, of the stuff, of the words. So bringing it back through yourself, your breath, and gratitude this evening. Reminding yourself you can always come back here to gratitude any time of the day or night. And we'll end in gratitude. Breathing in and grateful for taking time for yourself. Breathing in and grateful for the space to connect this evening. Breathing in and grateful for this practice. And the pause. Breathing in and grateful for this breath and body getting us here today. Breathing in. Breathing out. I'm grateful for y'all joining me this evening for Monday meditation. We're here live every Monday, 5:30. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Shanti, 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 meaning peace. Peace, peace. Peace for you, peace for me, peace for the world. Namaste, y'all. Thank you. Oh, the Smitty. Oh, the Smitty. You were okay. Yeah, we had a lot of people join us. Yeah. Okay, we gotta close out. Thanks, guys.